All right, welcome everybody. My name is Bill Pesco-Salito, and this is the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome. And I am your special host, special guest trainer and host today for your Daily Dose of Awesome provided by the Elite Marketing Pro community. The Daily Dose of Awesome is simply a little 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes dose of marketing help or mindset help, any kind of tips, strategies, anything to uplift you or help you with your business. And we're here every single day, Monday through Friday, at this time, 1 o'clock Eastern, doing a Facebook Live, just like this one that I'm going to do for you right now. Now, if you're not familiar with Elite Marketing Pro, it is an amazing system and community of like-minded people that is catered and centered around helping people in the network marketing space or the home-based business space or affiliate marketers, and it's going to teach you how to attract more prospects to you, how to build your business online, and how to really more successfully just build your business online in a way that will really tap into the principles of attraction marketing. So for today's Daily Dose of Awesome, I want to talk to you about how to get out of a slump or how to become more motivated. Now, this is a very timely topic for me to talk about today because, quite frankly, I've been in a bit of a slump myself lately. Now, if you're on our email list, you probably know this to be true because I haven't actually emailed our list for almost 3 weeks, maybe even close to a month now. Typically, I'm emailing our list almost every single day. I haven't written a blog post in about maybe 2 months or even more, whereas over the past couple of years, I've been writing a blog post almost once a week, if not more. So just this actual volume of work, of content that I normally create really came to kind of a screeching halt recently. And it's just because I got into a slump. Now, maybe this is true for you, and if you've ever been in a slump before, or if you've ever had a really hard time getting motivated, first off, it's okay, all right? I'm admitting to you right now, just 100%, I've been in a slump here recently, so it's okay if you have been in a slump yourself, and it's not something to be ashamed of, it's not something to hide from, and I'm going to give you some tips today to help you with that. So if that sounds cool for you, just click like right now, click the like button or the heart button, and just let me know that that's cool for you as far as, that it's okay to be in a slump and that's a normal thing. And also just knowing that this is what we're going to talk about today, I obviously want to make sure this is valuable for you. So, one of the reasons that I got in this slump is just because I started really second guessing myself, which was odd. I've been cranking away. I've been emailing our list, close to 5 days a week for almost 2 years straight. And as I mentioned earlier, I was blogging, maybe a blog a week, a new blog post a week, for about 2 years straight. And I was in a groove. I would crank out stuff. It was good. I felt really good about the quality of it. I felt good about just the value that people were getting from it. And then I don't know what happened, but something happened, and like I said, I started second guessing myself. I started thinking that maybe the emails I was sending or the blogs I was writing, they weren't as good as they should be, and that kind of got me in my head and made me start realizing, or made me start thinking at least, that this quality of work I was producing wasn't actually high quality enough, or the value that was there wasn't really valuable enough. Is anyone going to actually care about this? Does anyone even want to see this? Again, then the more I started thinking about it, it kind of became like this dangerous loop where I started second guessing myself even more. And if you've ever felt this way, just type a 1 below. Type a 1 in the comments section. If you've ever kind of had any of these feelings, these thoughts, wondering, does anyone care about this? Is anyone listening or reading my stuff? Is anyone actually getting value from this? If you've ever just wondered that in your own head, it's okay, but just type a 1 below. So I want to see, if other people felt the same way. So what I did though is I recognized that I was in this slump. I recognized I was in this little, mini hellhole from a marketing standpoint or from a creativity standpoint. And so I decided to take a little bit of action, and I just Googled how to get out of a slump. Now, as a slump, as most of us probably know, a slump, often it really refers to, like baseball, like maybe a batter, he's a slump, a batting slump, or in sports, a team can be in a slump, like a basketball player, he might be in a shooting slump. So it's often, sports related. And of course, there's a lot of articles that came up centered around sports stuff, but that wasn't me, and I wasn't focused on that. But I did find a good article. Actually, it was on Inc.com, written by a guy named Chris Winfield. And so I've got some tips today. I got 10 tips for you today to really help you get out of the slump, or just help you get more motivated to do more in your business, to create more, to produce more, and to be more from a marketing standpoint in your business. So let's dive into our 10 tips I've got for you today. Does that sound good? If that sounds good, comment below. Also, just while we're here, just comment below. Let me know where you're from, what your name is, where you're watching this from right now. Just type the city and state where you are, because we always love to see who on the Daily Dose of Awesome, where everyone's from, where they're coming in from. So type that below right now, and let me dive into tip number 1. So tip number 1 to get out of a slump is, first of all, acknowledge it. All right. You can't break out of a slump if you don't first acknowledge that you're actually in a slump. So for myself in particular, how did I do this? Well, I took stock of what was going on around me. And I recognized that I was in this place, this sort of bad place or negative place within my own mind. And I acknowledged the fact that, yes, I am in fact in a slump right now. And obviously by going out there and Googling how to get out of a slump, that is kind of proof right there that I was in this slump, right? So I didn't try to make it something other than that. I didn't try to make it about, the news going on in the world, or, because, North Korea is testing nuclear bombs, that's what's affecting me, or I didn't make it about, we've had a lot of rain lately and the rain got me, down in the dumps. I didn't make it anything other than it was, right? I just acknowledged the fact that I'm in a slump right now. And then that's it. That's just what physically or mentally is going on. So the second thing to get out of a slump is to accept it, right? Accept the fact that you're in a slump, right? So, if you're in a slump, you're in a slump. Again, don't try to call it something that it isn't. Also, I realized, and what you would need to do is realize that this is just a slump, right? A temporary situation. And it's not going to last forever. This isn't some permanent condition. This isn't some disease I've all of a sudden contracted that's going to plague me for the rest of my life. I just started saying to myself, look, Bill, you're in a slump. This isn't going to last forever. This will be over soon. But, I've got to, again, accept it first, acknowledge it, and then realize that it's a temporary condition that as I work towards getting out of it, it will be over soon. Right? So that's tip number 2. And yeah, I'll just keep going on here. All right, so now tip number 3 is you've got to be open to letting it go. All right, if you want to get out of your slump, or if you want to get more motivated, you've got to be open to letting it go. You have to be open to actually getting out of that slump. All right, you can't be stuck in perpetual victim mode. You can't be stuck in perpetual oh, woe is me. The world is conspiring against me. I'm the only one this is happening to. You can't do that. Instead of looking for sympathy, look for solutions, right? So, for example, again, for me, when I first accepted what was going on, I acknowledged what was happening. I then Googled how to get out of the slump. Like, again, that's just almost kind of proof right there of accepting it, that I'm in a slump, but also looking for a solution on how to get out of it, right? So, excuse me. So, if you're in this place, that an unmotivated place or a slump type temporary condition, start looking for solutions, right? Look for solutions on how to get out of that place and how to start moving on. Now, tip number 4 is talk about it. All right. So one of the things I did is, I'm lucky that my wife Michelle, we were in this business together, and so I could very easily just go to Michelle and talk about what was going on. Talk about how I was feeling, talk about what was going on in my head, talk about just the situation. Also sharing this with you today. Obviously, I'm sharing my own, I'm giving tips here, but I'm also sharing my own very recent and current experience. So just by talking about it with people is a great way to help you get out of the slump. Now, it's good because it helps you articulate what's going on. It helps you formulate in your head sort of what's going on and adds to the whole recognizing the situation, which is very important. But the other thing is that sometimes if you're in this slump or if you're in this unmotivated place, you might feel that you're on an island. You might feel that you're the only person that this is happening to, that this has happened to. Or you might feel that this is just you and no one else has ever felt this way before, that it's such a unique thing to you. And the reality is, it's probably not that unique at all. Now, I'm not saying that you're not unique, but I'm saying the situation of being in a slump or the situation of being unmotivated, that's really not that unique. And if you were to talk about this with someone or with other people, what you're probably going to realize is they've also been in this same state before. They've probably also been in a slump before, they've been unmotivated before, and the great thing is they have probably found ways to get out of that slump. So they can share those ideas with you, share those thoughts, and that oftentimes can lead to finding solutions to help you get out of your own slump. So definitely talk about this with someone, whether it's a spouse or a friend or just a group of people that you can share this with. Just talking about it will really help get you out of that slump. So if that makes sense, right, so far, if those things I've talked about so far, if that makes sense, if you like any of these ideas so far, that was just 4, I got 6 left, but if you like it so far, just press a 1 below. Just type the number 1 in the comment section below, or click on the like button, and that way I'll know that this is helpful for you guys. Let's see, tip number 5, don't throw a pity party. All right, don't throw a pity party. I get it. You might feel down in the dumps. You might feel like a failure. You might feel all bummed out. So what is a common thing to do? You'll tell anyone within earshot all about your problems. All right, you'll tell them how bad things are for you. You'll tell them how the world's conspiring against you, and basically you throw a pity party. Now the problem with this is that if you're just telling this to anyone who will listen, what you're really looking for is for people to justify the fact that you're feeling bad. You're looking for sympathy. And the problem with this is, number 1, it prolongs the slump. It actually lengthens that amount of time. Because if you're just talking about it again and again and again, what you're also doing is the more and more you keep repeating this, and I'm not just talking about with one person or sharing it with a confidant. I'm talking about over and over and over again, telling this to anyone who will listen, right? Because the more and more you keep talking about it, what you're really doing is you're re-emphasizing this negativity, right? And what it's doing is it's really, like I said, prolonging the slump. But what it's really doing is it's just looking for sympathy. It's looking for people to say, yeah, you're right. Gosh, I feel so bad for you. Or yeah, you're right. Gosh, the world really is conspiring against you. You should feel really bad right now. And it's just looking for pity, it's looking for sympathy, and what it's not doing is looking for solutions, right? What you should really be doing right now is looking for solutions rather than looking for sympathy. So, cancel the pity party, right? Cancel that party, and instead work towards how you can get out of your slump, as opposed to just continuing to roll around in the muck and the mire of your slump and eventually just end up, exacerbating it and lengthening it. So look for solutions, don't look for sympathy. Does that make sense? Cool. So if it does make sense, click on the like button or press the number 1 in the comment section below. Now, number 6, our 6th tip of the day, is go on a positive mental diet. What I mean by this is, in order to get out of the slump, you've got to clear your mind of negativity. So, for example, does the news bum you out? It could. There's often a lot of negative, bad stories being reported on the news. Well, if that's putting you in a negative state, stop watching the news, right? Don't watch the news anymore. Do you find are you surrounded maybe by negative people? Maybe you're surrounded by negative people at work, or you have a circle of friends who, quite frankly, some might be really negative people. If that's the case, get away from them, right? Remove yourself from that negativity. So by taking a mental break from all the negativity, going on a positive mental diet, that means removing the images, the thoughts, the news, what you're listening to, what you're reading, what you're watching. Stop with the negatives and start adding positives. So what you want to do to go on this positive mental diet is now only watch, read, or listen to positive things. Watch, read, or listen to things that will inspire you. Watch, read, or listen to things that will uplift you. Right? So by removing that negativity and going on that positive mental diet, it will go a long way towards helping you get out of your slump and get back to being very motivated and productive. Does that make sense to you guys? Awesome. Cool. So, number 7, tip numero 7. Raise your energy level. All right. Sometimes a slump can be just very, very, very temporary, or sometimes it might just be a temporary state of being just very demotivated. Right. So, by raising your energy level, you can curb that right away. So, for example, got something on my face. For example, you could go for a walk. You could walk the dog. You could get some exercise. You could mow the lawn. There's a lot of different things you could do. One of the things that I did recently, you can't see them over there, but I've got a set of dumbbells over there. Now they're just 15-pound dumbbells, but I have them here in my office because what I like to do now, just a couple times maybe throughout the day to kind of help me get through this, I'll just do a quick little set of curls or a quick little set of shoulder raises. It's not much, believe me. This is not like, my new exercise fad or something like that. But literally just having those dumbbells here in my office, I can just grab, they're right there. I can literally just walk over, grab them, and for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, just do quick little curls or shoulders or push-ups or something that's going to just increase, get my body moving, get my body flowing, get the blood flowing. It's obviously good for me in the sense it's a little bit of exercise. But that kind of helps with get the creative juices flowing and can really help trigger you to get out of that funk and into a state of positive energy, a state of positive, just, the blood is flowing and the movement's going, and that can put you into a state of better momentum and motivation and creativity as well. So, number 7, raise your energy levels. Number 8, this one might be an obvious one, but I think we tend to neglect this. And number 8 is surround yourself with positive people. So if you're in a slump, or if you're feeling really unmotivated and you want to get back into a good state, start seeking out people who are positive and who are going to lift you up. Okay? So as Jim Rohn famously said, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So choose who those 5 people are wisely. Find positive people, find uplifting people, find successful people, and start spending more time with them and remove any of the negative people out of that circle of influence that you have. Make sense? Cool. Number 9. So to get out of a slump, and this is a big one. This is one that really is it sounds like a little thing, but it actually, for me personally, it's big. And number 9 is shock your system. Okay, so if you're in a slump, if you're in a place where you're just very lack of motivation, you're not motivated at all, in order to get out of that slump, you've got to change some things up. You've got to change your routine, right? So, for example, are you a night owl? If so, start waking up early. Try a week or 5 days or a week or 2 weeks of just getting up really, really early and changing that routine up. Are you a couch potato? If so, start exercising, right? Add 20, 30 minutes of exercise into your routine every day. Are you constantly on your phone? Are you constantly, on your phone checking Facebook and checking your emails and whatnot? If so, get rid of the phone. Give yourself checkpoints, right? Maybe, 5 minutes at 10 a.m. and then, 10 minutes at 4 o'clock p.m. where that's your time to check the phone. But every time other than that, the phone is it's turned off or it's muted, or maybe you have just the phone on because you maybe need to take an emergency call if someone calls. But all the other stuff, the social media stuff, the internet, everything on the phone, you're just ignoring it, right? Try that as a routine. For me, or maybe it's your diet. I'm not saying to go on a diet, and I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not telling you what you should start eating or not, but maybe change your diet. If you're stuck in a rut, you're going to the same restaurant 4 nights a week. Stop doing that. Start making food at home, or go to a different restaurant. Right? Anything to just change what's going on and disrupt the pattern is going to help you get out of this rut. Now, for me specifically, I rearranged my entire office. Right? I basically, furniture, everything, just kind of flipped it around. And you might notice this if you noticed in the past when I would do a video or a Facebook Live like this, I had windows behind me and there were shutters that were closed. They're like the plantation shutters, and they were closed. And you would just see shutters right behind me. Well, that is now over there. And so my desk, I moved my desk around. And you might laugh. You might say, Bill, that just seems so silly. Like moving your furniture, really, that's going to get you out of a slump? Yes, it's changing everything. It changes my vantage point. It changes my view in my office. And it's just changed everything as far as for 2 years, I sat over there and looked this way, looked at this thing behind me. Right now, this thing's behind me and I'm looking out my windows. Just that change of physically moving furniture and physically rearranging my office has made a change for me mindset-wise and mentally, where I literally have a different view, and that has internally and mentally changed my view of what I'm doing and my own specific productivity as well. So it's helped. All right? And then finally, number 10, our 10 and final last tip to get out of the slump, to help you get more productive, is take action. Now, you're probably saying, oh, of course, take action. We always should take action, take action, take action. But what I'm talking about specifically is I want you to decide on one specific thing to take action on. One small thing to start with. Again, becoming motivated to do what you know you need to do, or getting out of a slump, it doesn't require that you make 100 big changes, right? That sometimes can be overwhelming. And if you think, okay, I've got to do this and 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 this to get out of my slump, that can be kind of daunting. You might think, I've got all these things I got to do, and that might actually prevent you from doing anything. So all I'm saying here is decide for yourself, what one action are you going to do to help you get out of your slump? What one activity will you do to get you motivated again? It might be one of the 10 things I've talked about here today, but just decide on one thing and then commit to doing that, right? Doing that one thing, whatever it is, right? Maybe it's, you say to yourself, I'm going to just email my list just once, and that's my one thing I'll do to get out of my slump. Maybe it's, I'm just going to, move the furniture. I'm just going to change up my pattern, right? Whatever it is, that's up to you. But decide on one thing that you're going to do, and then do that, right? Do that thing, and stay true to that. Make sure you do it. Own it, right? Be accountable to yourself. Do that one thing, and then once that's accomplished, then choose one thing, right? So it's just one more thing. But you don't sit here and do 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 things. Say, I'm going to do one thing. Once you've done that, add another. Once you've completed that, add another, and so forth. And that will build a momentum. These little things will build a momentum that can get you uplifted, lift you out of that slump, and get you in a much more positive and productive state for your business. So, those are my tips for today. Now, if you liked any of these tips, if you found this helpful or useful, feel free to, please first of all click the like button or click the heart button. And comment below, if you're comfortable, comment below on what one thing you're going to do, right, to help you. And I'm not saying that you're in a slump, right, but maybe you just need a little push. Maybe you just need a little extra motivation. Maybe you just need something to kind of get you, moving in the right way. So comment below on what one thing you're going to do today, and commit to that one thing. Write it down in the comments below. And also, if you're not familiar with Elite Marketing Pro, you can go to elitemarketingpro.com. That's elitemarketingpro.com. You can check out the Attraction Marketing Formula, which is a great boot camp to help you attract people to you, attract laser-targeted leads and laser-targeted prospects to you without having to chase them down. And lastly, if you did get value from this today, feel free to, again, click the like button, click the heart button, share this on your own social media, share this on your own Facebook fan page or your own Facebook page. And as always, I wish you the best. I hope you can get motivated. I hope you are motivated. I hope you're not in a slump, but if you are, hopefully this helps. And that's pretty much it for today. So those are the tips. Again, comment below if you like this. Comment below on what you're going to do. Go to elitemarketingpro.com. And this is Bill Pesco-Solito signing off. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.